Hello. Before we start today's episode, if you would like a condensed version of what I'm talking about in this podcast, go ahead and subscribe to the Perfectionist Guide. You can read the entire thing in 3 minutes or less. To access this, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/newsletter. Are you a bit of a perfectionist, type A, hyper performer? Then you know that having the audacity to see an ideal and bring it into reality while breaking generational habits of hustle can be tough, but it doesn't have to be. If you are ready to burn bright instead of burning out, to lead without losing yourself, and to enjoy the life you have worked so hard to create, then keep listening. I'm your host, America's leader on rewiring perfectionism, CLG, and this is Perfectionism Rewired, the podcast. Welcome to Perfectionism Rewired, episode number 51. Today we are talking about procrastination. I say it as a whisper because I work with high achievers, high performers, type A's, successful people. And for whatever reason, being called a procrastinator in our American society is that someone is lazy, and that is not true. Perfectionism and procrastination are two sides of the same coin. We think sometimes that procrastination looks like we're sitting on the couch watching Netflix, eating cookies. We all have human brains, and guess what human brains love to do? Procrastinate. Because procrastinate, it just makes their life so much easier because you're saving your energy, you're not doing anything new, you are staying in the comfort zone, aka stagnancy. You are continuing the pattern of not honoring what you say that you're going to do. And yeah, if you have a human brain, you're always going to want to procrastinate. Let's just get that on the table. There's nothing wrong with you. You have a human brain. Procrastination shows up in a lot of very, very creative ways. There is procrastivity. Procrastivity is when we are doing another activity in place of what we told ourselves that we would be doing. I'm moving and I really ought to be packing right now, but instead I am going to Marie Kondo my closet. We do another activity in place of that. One of my favorites is procrasti-cleaning. That is my brain's go-to. The difference is when you really start living in alignment, those moments get less and less and shorter and shorter. Before, I would probably spend an entire day cleaning, and it would be like 8 hours down the rabbit hole, looking at best practices on Pinterest, busting out some of my organization books. And then it would be 8 p.m. and I'd be like, oh, fuck, didn't do podcast for today. Like all the things that I wanted to get done that will help me have a better tomorrow and really help future CLG out. I didn't do any of those. So now when I procrasti-clean, I will do it for maybe 5 minutes. And then I will be conscious and aware and be like, oh, hey, wait, why are we cleaning this? Do we need to clean this right now? And then I'll coach myself and I'll get back into what it was that I told myself I was going to be doing and what I know is going to help me more in the long run. Procrasti-cleaning feels really productive. We're giving our brain that hit of dopamine, but we're actually not honoring our word and we're damaging our self-trust. Another way that procrastination shows up is procrasti-learning. Oh, I love this one too. And this is when we tell ourselves, oh no, I can't do this because I need to research more. I need to take this course. I'm not ready. It's procrasti-learning when you beat yourself up, when you shame yourself, when you tell yourself like, look at you, like what's wrong with you? How come you're doing this again? When you put pressure on yourself, that does not work. That leads to burnout and it leads to you getting farther from becoming the person and living the delicious life that you want to live. One thing I see in my procrastinating perfectionists is that we put things off or we hesitate because of this perfectionist mentality that we need to be able to do it right. I had all of these rules in place that I needed to have all of these conditions. I needed this amount of time. I had all of these rules set up for me that it would delay. When we decide to put something off that we said we're going to do, we get a dopamine hit and it is instantly rewarding. That is what we're up against when we decide to not procrastinate, when we decide to to take action. We want to find the fun and to make what it is that we are choosing to do as fun as possible. What flipped the switch for me is that you choose what you're going to do and not do in every moment. I was coaching a client earlier today, and he was talking about having to work 14 to 16 hours a day at his new job. And I asked him, you're consenting to do that. Tell me, are you in a hostage situation at work? And he laughed, but I'm serious in that no one actually forces you to do anything. Like we think, oh, well, this might happen and there might be consequences. And that can be totally true. We get to choose what we're going to do and not do in every moment. That's why when we choose to procrastinate, let's just look at that and own that. If we've been procrastinating, we've been putting something on and now we're going to actually do the damn thing, let's not talk about how we should have been done with this already. Feeling bad about feeling bad is like a double negative. You are always 100% in control of what you do and what you don't do. So act like it and don't beat yourself up for it. Taking radical responsibility in full love and compassion for yourself, along with playful curiosity, makes it so that we can dissolve the negative connotation about this behavior. You're not going to be able to get curious and understand when you're feeling bad about it or you're not looking at it, because it's going to be covered in a fog of shame and your negative self-talk. We want to do is to remove the fog so you can totally understand what is going on underneath. When you're deciding to do something in the future, ask yourself, are you clean with that decision? Or are you right and dirty, like Christina Aguilera? What I mean by clean and dirty or contaminated, why don't we say contaminated, is are you deciding to do something in the future because you're trying to prove yourself? Is it out of fear? Is it because you're in a rush? Is it because, oh my gosh, I'm going to disappoint this person. I need to show them that I'm a really good friend. Ask yourself, why did I decide to do this? And why am I deciding to do this? Make sure you love your reasons. Our brain is always searching for dopamine. And so one way that our brain gets that dopamine is by delaying something, like instant hit of dopamine. And the other way that it gets it, this was an aha moment for me, especially any of my fellow ADHD. We delay things and we do them last minute because we get so much dopamine from that. I work best under pressure. I work best at the last minute. This is when I get my best work done. That is just complete and utter BS. I used to think that. I used to be one of those people and I got away with it. It is simply untrue. It's really just because we are giving ourselves dopamine in that way and we want to find other ways and we're rewarding the wrong behavior. This is how procrastination is really, really fucking us over. When we delay something, guess what? We have more time to think about it. We have more time for our brains to give us all the reasons about what could go wrong and what other people are going to think and alerting us to any potential dangers. So we have the time to create all of these stories in our heads and we get into a stress cycle. So the anxiety feeds the procrastination. The procrastination feeds the anxiety because by not doing it, we have all these other things that we could think about and it escalates and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Here is how to break the cycle. Step 1, stop calling yourself a procrastinator. Stop saying that you work best under pressure. It's just giving yourself permission to continue to do it. And it also implies that it is outside of your power and it's just who you are, which is soups disempowering. Our subconscious and our reticular activating system, the subconscious does not joke around. In my one-on-one coaching practice, when I'm working with someone that says, oh, I'm just a procrastinator, I work best under pressure, the first thing that we do is we stop them describing themselves that way and we start changing the story. Like I will interrupt them and be like, hey, I'm going to be your coach right now. I need to interject because your brain is lying to you. And what we start to say is sometimes I procrastinate and sometimes I don't. Or sometimes I work under pressure. We do this because it's pattern interruption for our brain. And we also want to get our brain looking for and focusing on the plenty of things that you do that you don't procrastinate on. None of us are procrastinators or work best under pressure by birthright. Like, I have yet to meet someone who has a face tattoo that says procrastinator. And if you do, please DM me on Instagram and send that to me because hello, that's amazing. Okay. We also want to start building evidence on purpose of you doing things when you say you are going to do them and understanding the different thoughts that create them. Write this part down. Ask yourself, what is it that makes you look forward to things? What happens when you are confident you can do something versus when you are not so sure that you're going to be able to do it? What happens when you are doing something that's going to be viewed by a lot of people versus what happens when you're doing something that just only people that you love are going to be able to see, or maybe only yourself is going to see? Procrastination isn't the issue here. We want to dig up what's underneath it. Building the belief with yourself that you get things done when you say you're going to do them. It all goes back to self-trust. So when you procrastinate, you are hurting the relationship that you have with yourself because you're not showing up for yourself. You're telling yourself, I'm going to do this for you, and then you're flaking on yourself. Unfortunately, in American society, we have been conditioned that it's okay to not show up for ourselves and that it's socially normalized, but we sure as shit better show up for everyone else. Don't disappoint anyone else, but it's okay to disappoint yourself. I mean, that to me is asinine. Literally, what? We're being like, hey, treat everyone else really great, but treat yourself like trash. It does not compute. It literally doesn't compute. And it's why we have unprecedented records of depression and anxiety in the United States. Let's get playfully curious about why you are procrastinating. What type of things are you procrastinating on? Notice it. This is what I have my one-on-one coaching clients do, is notice what feelings and what sensations in your body are coming up and what thoughts are going through your brain when you think about doing it. And you don't even have to choose to do it, but you just sort of get aware so you can start to see that it is not the thing and you can start to get your power back. Start really simply with building the belief that you get things done when you say that you're going to do them. Commit to doing something consistently for 7 days. Anyone can do something for 7 days. Another way that you can do this is a 5-minute goal. And all you need to do is show up for 5 minutes. Let's say I'm going to walk for 5 minutes every day, 7 days in a row. We think we need to make this big dramatic change in order to battle procrastination. Oh, we got to change. And that really isn't true. The way that change is made is by taking it moment by moment and it doing all of these super simple shifts. When you go for the big dramatic change, we start and stop. Listen to the episode on willpower for more on that. Or we fail. And then what happens is that we feed the belief that we procrastinate and we don't take action and we don't get shit done. As I was researching for this episode, I found coaching that I received, email coaching with my coach, when I was still in corporate and was procrastinating all the time. I was avoiding the coaching that I received was because I wasn't sending a plan to another department, like a PR plan. And these were the questions that my coach asked me that I wanted to share with you, and also some of my answers that I gave myself, because I just want to show you that, look, change can totally happen. What my coach asked me was, what does it cost you to not send the plan right away? How much energy are you using not sending the plan and avoiding your emotions? How is not sending the plan right away negatively affecting your life? My response was procrastinating and not doing what I said I will do has cost me so much. I waste time and energy on worrying about not having done it and always thinking in the back of my mind that it needs to be done. It costs me and my trust with myself, ... I don't trust myself to do what I say I will do. And I ended up doing it. And then my coach asked me, what thoughts did you think when you did send the plan? What thought created you sending the plan when you sent it? The thoughts that helped me were, I will feel so much better when this is finally done, and my future self will thank me for getting this done. A little insight into CLG and knowing that it was just like where you are right now. and that change is possible. Oh, and a belief that really helps me a lot is putting things off puts people off. So whatever it is that you want in your life, I just think of it as when you're doing that, you're literally pushing what you want further away from you. Even if it's something that you don't necessarily want to do. I have to package up a return today and they didn't send me a return label. So it's like this whole thing. Do I want to do that? No, but I love to receive presents in the mail. So I just tell myself the sooner I do this, the sooner presents will come in the mail to me. The last step here is to think about who you want to be and to make decisions today from that person. You want to make decisions today for the person that you want to become, for the future that you want to create for yourself. And I know that you want to be someone who honors their word. I know that you want to be someone who follows through, someone who does everything that they want to do and has plenty of time and energy left over and is not white-knuckling it through their life. I teach people how to define for themselves who they want to become, not who they are. And this includes letting go of your existing story about yourself and disproving and challenging it and building evidence and belief for who you want to be and how you can start showing up consistently as that person now, even in small ways. Now, before I leave you, there is a common error that happens when we're moving forward and changing. And I want to bring it up because I don't want you to get stuck in it. And that is self-judgment and judging who you were and the decisions that you made in the past or all the procrastinating that you've been doing. As we move forward, we have learned that we would do things differently in the past. But that does not mean that we have done anything wrong or that we're a bad person or that we've wasted any time. All that this means is awesome. We have evolved as a human. Judging our past decisions is useless. Unless you have a time travel machine where you can go back and change them. And in that case, like DM me ASAP. Yeah, of course we can't go back and change them. A belief that helps me, I made the best decision for myself at that time. At that time, I thought that that was the best decision because that's what I made. Even if I didn't think that it was the best decision, I just choose to believe that it was the best decision because the decision has already been made. So it doesn't serve me. Like it is not empowering to think, oh, CLG, you made a lot of shitty decisions in your past. No. Or to wonder, did I not? No. When we focus on our past and what we can't change and criticizing what we would have done differently, that keeps us away from growth and who you actually want to be. If you want to always do what you say you are going to do, to no longer work from pressure and to be the type of person who gets done everything that they want to get done and gets it done in a way that is playful and is fun. And you have time for the things that you want to be doing and the things that are important for you. And you no longer feel like you're stretched super thin and, oh my God, and I'm doing all these things and I just don't know where to begin and blah, 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 right? If you are ready to let go of who you have been and stop repeating the same cycles. If you're nodding your head yes, listen closely because I might have the solution you've been searching for. My Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, a 6-week, highly individualized one-on-one coaching experience designed exclusively for perfectionists like you. Your perfectionism is actually your greatest asset, and leveraging it can be hard work or take years of guesswork. That's why in Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, I give you my key frameworks to taking charge of your Ferrari drive, proven to work even for the most type A, high-strung, stubborn perfectionists. In the first 30 days, you will cut your burnout in half, increase your professional fulfillment by at least 150%, and your self-compassion will go up at least 250%. And that is just your first 30 days. So if you want to save yourself years of trial and error, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/accelerator today. Or if you want to take the easy way, just click the link in the show notes to check out the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator.